shadow, she walks like a dream. Make me feel crazy, make me feel so mean. Nothing gonna save me from the love that's blind. Slip to the dark side of your side.
Welcome to Daytona Beach, the birthplace of NASCAR motorsports. It was in this town 60-odd years ago that Bill France Sr. had the idea to come up with a racing organization that would feature stock car racing on the ovals for a very, very enthusiastic American crowd. And as you can see here, even today, the crowds are numerous as the fans come here today for the first race of the second half of the season, round 18 of the NASCAR Busch Series from the Daytona International Speedway. One of our French journalists had the opportunity to make the trip overseas to Florida to meet some of the stars of NASCAR, the likes of Kevin Harvick, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jack Roush, and Tony Stewart. And in just a few moments, we're going to hear from the drivers themselves, and it should be quite interesting with a French journalist with his thick accent talking to one of the good old boys. We'll just have to see if everyone understands what's going on.
273 miles per hour moves Kevin right to the head of the house.
Bring it around here.
Here we see championship leader Kevin Harvick before he sets off for qualifying.
His fourth quickest, 49.813 seconds, 180.676 miles an hour.
Our reporter, Lauren Fred Bully, met up with Kevin Harvick.
Why did you decide so early to become an owner?
Well, I think it's something that didn't have the money to do when I was younger, and we always struggled to get to the racetrack, and now to be able to have sponsors and be able to fortunate enough to do what we want to do on the ownership side of it, we can set the foundation as I'm still driving, and as we go down the road, it'll be something that we can build on, and hopefully when I'm done driving, I can have cars to still have at the racetrack.
Last question. As we see it from Europe, you have killed the championship already. Is that true?
I don't think there's anything guaranteed around here. I made up 400 or 500 points on Matt Kenseth in 2003 in the Cup cars, so we gotta keep going hard and keep pushing forward.
And American NASCAR racing is very much a family affair. Many people decide to rent their motorhomes or buy a motorhome themselves and travel across the countryside to watch their favorite sport, big-time stock car racing, on the mega American ovals. No bigger track is there than the Daytona International Speedway. And no bigger star in NASCAR is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Nowhere else can motorsport fans meet their idols and get just a few seconds. Lauren Fred Bully posed a few questions to Dale Jr.
It's not a big issue. The cars are typically set up similar, not exactly right, but some things do work from one car to the other, and you might learn something new that works. I just like driving cars, and if I can get in more race cars and drive them, that's great. So it is a little bit of a schedule. When the schedule gets very full, we worked 4 practices Friday, so I was in this car, then in the Cup car, then in this car, then back in the Cup car. I wore out after that day, so it makes for a long weekend. So that's why I don't do it as often as a lot of the other Nextel Cup regulars do.
Last question. Tell us why for so many years the DEI machines were winning on the super speedway.
We had a really great package as far as our engine program. We had a little bit more power than everybody else, and we've got great bodies. When we take every once in a while, NASCAR will take everybody's cars and test them out and see who's doing what, who's doing the best, and we've always been on top. They've done that with the motors as well, and in those years we were on top. The competition has caught us, and some of them have gotten a little bit better than us in the last 3 years when it comes to the motors and the power.
Ok, merci beaucoup, Dale.
Thanks a lot, guys. Y'all take it easy. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And in NASCAR, like every other form of top-line motor racing, the tires play a very key role in making the cars go quick. And in NASCAR, they pay very, very close attention to these Goodyear slicks.
Race fans, do you ever wonder where all those autographed cards and posters come from?
Our reporter, Lauren Frederick-Boily, had the chance to meet up with one of the most important men in the NASCAR paddock, the team owner to the drivers of such as Carl Edwards, Greg Biffle, Matt Kenseth, and Mark Martin, none other than the Hat himself, Mr. Jack Roush.
And specifically anything.
We've got a big country here, and of course the North American continent is large. We've got Canada and we've got Mexico. I think that in the short order there'll be Busch races, stock car races, NASCAR races in Canada and Mexico, as well as the United States. If you look at the weekends, unless we were willing to go on the other side of the equator, there's not really much time left. And if we look at, said, would we go to France or would we go to England in lieu of going to Arizona or California, I think that probably that would be more trouble for the competitors than it's worth. But having said that, I believe NASCAR's got the capacity. I think they've got the interest that if there were investors in Europe that wanted to build the racetracks, that we could certainly clone what we're doing here and duplicate what we're doing here in terms of rules and competition hardware, and we could move that to Europe. I'm not certain, based on all the interest in Formula cars and how big road rallying is, I'm not sure if there's a grassroots support in the broader population to make that a viable deal. But somebody would have to decide they're willing to build the racetracks. You look at these racetracks that seat 140, 180,000 people. You know, it costs a lot of money to do that, and governments don't do it typically. It's investors, and they do that based on what they think they can sell in terms of tickets. So I'm not conversant on what the interest is in Europe, but if there's truly an interest there, if the investors will build the tracks, I would do my part to transfer the technology, to help train the people, and to make it available and to make it part of European culture as well.
Final question. I've heard that maybe NASCAR would like you to have less cars or to be less powerful. Is it true? Did I understand well?
Well, I can't say what NASCAR's interests are as they relate to me. I've not gotten much encouragement for my success over a period of time, and it may be the case that I am threatening in some way that I don't understand. But they want me to go from having 5 cars to 4 cars. I've got contracts with drivers and with sponsors that go through 2009, and without getting in a big legal problem, me, sponsors, drivers, NASCAR, I'll have 5 cars through 2009, and beyond that, who knows? Maybe their attitude will change on that.
Thank you very much, sir. That was very.
Thank you.
And even the team owner, Jack Roush, will have to sign an autograph from time to time. Nowhere else than in NASCAR do the fans actually get to walk the circuit just before the start of a race, as we see these young ladies signing their names on the start-finish line at the Daytona International Speedway. And sticking to tradition, there's the time-honored tradition of the driver introductions just before the start of the race. We had a chance to catch up with American single-seater legend, 2-time IRL champion Tony Stewart, and he tells us about his conversion to the big-time stock car racing series.
How do we feel? How do you feel 15 minutes before a Busch race?
Just relaxing. It's so hot today that we've all tried to stay cool as long as we can, but you know, we start 30 seconds, so at this place with this package, it's not real critical where you start, so we're just relaxing right now.
You are used now to win here.
Yeah, we've won the last 2 races in February in the Busch Series, so hoping for another good night tonight. I think we've got a car that's capable of getting up front.
The fact to drive to a driver, to an owner who is also a driver, Kevin Harvick, does it change anything?
No, not at all. And actually, you know, I get to race against him, you know, during the Busch races. But you know, Kevin and I are very, very good friends, and we do everything we can to help support his program and help him build his organization.
You know that you are probably the most famous NASCAR driver in Europe because maybe of your past in single-seater.
Yeah, we had a pretty good run in the IRL, winning a championship in '97 and 3 IRL races. So it's a lot of fun. It's neat knowing we have that many fans over there.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And off the final turn, Dale Earnhardt Jr. scores his 21st NASCAR Busch Series victory.
And it was fun to see you walking into victory lane. Why?
Well, I was doing a burnout celebrating my win and broke the transmission. And I was like to shift when I do my burnout, so don't ask me why. But I broke the transmission, so hopefully don't be too hard on us about that.
Pour Motors TV France, Dale Earnhardt, bravo, félicitations, congratulations, you did it.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks everybody back here in Europe.
So why was the maneuver on the way down?
Smooth as you like. Had to stop a couple of times for you know who.
Too many fizzy drinks.
I was just a fairer.
Don't know what we'd do without it. Amount of junk they insist on bringing.
I hope they've got some cream on.
Back to 40.
Right. Think a little drinks in order, don't you?
I'm parched.
Lovely to see them playing so well together.
Remember last year?
Don't. It's not a bad life, is it?
Not wrong. Think I might have a little kip.
Might join you.
Mariva and Zafira, clever family cars from Vauxhall.
What will you be watching this weekend? Formula One, World Rallying, the BTCC, IndyCars, or grassroots club racing? Whatever delivers your motorsport fix, Autosport magazine tells the real stories behind the action every Thursday. Autosport magazine, the voice of global motorsport for over 50 years, gives you the essential news, views and reports from every lap and special stage around the world. Log on to www.autosport.com to subscribe today.
Mariva and Zafira, available with 0% finance over 4 years. From Vauxhall.
TNT Sports presents NASCAR. Today, live from Joliet, Illinois, it's the NASCAR Busch Series, presented by Pennzoil Platinum from Chicagoland Speedway.
Here you see the top 10 as they run right now.
That will be running tomorrow in the NASCAR Nextel Cup race. And guess what? The top 10. You'll see them tomorrow for 400 miles.
23 drivers that started this race are scheduled to start tomorrow's Nextel Cup race here at Chicagoland.
As a matter of fact, the first 14, first 15, 16, first 16 cars are scheduled to drive tomorrow.
Let's see what happens. Carl Edwards is 5th, Kurt Busch is 6th in that line. .28 to go.
Boyer's got a pretty good run.
Got the door shut on him. Trying to get around Burt there in the 29 car.
And Mears
giving him fits down there.
Exactly right.
He wants that lap back, and he's not giving Casey Mears any slack.
Biffle is 2 laps down. Boy, Biffle really racing him hard.
Oh, we see, here we go, Burt trying to go on the inside of Biffle, make it 3 wide.
Going to try and force Biffle up high, see if he can get underneath him as they head for 3.
That helped out himself, and it also helped out Casey Mears in that 42 car.
It gave Casey a little bit of breathing room there.
Sure did.
See how much momentum Burton has now.
See, Biffle in the 16 is 2 laps down. He is not eligible for the lucky dog. Several cars 1 lap down, so that's why he was trying to get in front of the leader so badly. Two laps to go.
Man, you're just sweating it right now. When you're driving and you're just waiting for that thing to run out of fuel, you are sweating it.
But he's got something to do. Brad Parrott, the crew chief, has nothing to do except worry.
Traffic in front of Mears.
Nice flag, right?
Mears down on the apron.
Final lap.
Brad Parrott used to work with Carl Edwards as his crew chief. Now crew chiefing the 42 car of Casey Mears. Edwards 9/10 of a second behind. Half a lap from the finish. Does Casey Mears have enough fuel to get to the checkered flag? Edwards watching from behind him. Mears off of 4.
Got it.
And Casey Mears wins at Chicagoland.
Hello, guys. Hell of a job. Great call, Brad. Thank you, guys. Give me my first win.
Bad if the Texaco car did run out of fuel.
I didn't want to say that, but that's an excellent point.
You know, the worst part about it, he gets his first victory. He might not have enough fuel to do his donuts. Yeah, he probably has enough fuel to do that.
This will be a popular win.
Over the past 25 years, technological advances have given us better cars, bigger engines, and more horsepower. But the drama of the race, the crushing blow of defeat, and the glory and prestige of victory remain unchanged. Rich in racing tradition, the Busch Series has seen some of the sport's greatest drivers pass through its ranks. Often seen as a stepping stone to NASCAR's grandest stage, drivers must prove their merit here to reach new heights. With the memories of past champions in the rearview mirror, can the competition catch a dominating former champion? Or will Kevin Harvick once again obtain Busch Racing's greatest glory?
NASCAR Busch Series Championship standings starting tonight's race. See, Kevin Harvick has a pretty sizable lead over Carl Edwards. He cannot lose that lead tonight. But Carl's still got plenty of races left this season to try and do something with Harvick. But boy, the way that 21 team has been, he has just been a rock so far this season. Carl Edwards took 6/10 of a second off of Denny Hamlin last lap. Now it's just car lengths. He might get him before this lap's over.
Look at that. That just goes to show you how pit strategy. Remember what we said earlier, how many twists and turns you have to take in order to win one of these silly races? I bet you Denny is hot. He says, I'm going to block the bottom, and Carl says, take anywhere you want, brother.
New leader, Carl Edwards. These Missouri fans going crazy in the grandstand. Just over 8 laps to go for Carl Edwards.
But there's just over 8 laps to go. And if the caution comes out now, some of these guys shoot to pit road, ooh, it'd be crazy.
Oh. What a race of ups and downs. The green flag, pit stops followed by the caution flag. The pit stop problems both these drivers had earlier. then the tremendous hard-fought racing between the two, back and forth, trading the lead.
And you know, and Pierre looks like a genius now. He stopped early, got 2 tires, forced Denny's hand. Denny didn't respond. What if the caution comes out during the time in which Carl had pitted and Denny didn't? Then all of a sudden, Pierre looks like a Dumbo. I mean, you can't tell what's going to happen.
More on Carl from Lindsay.
Well, Pierre just got on the radio to Carl and said, Carl, you got the car exactly where you want to be. Hang tight, just finish it up.
Well, I think Carl's in that mode right now. He understands that barring a caution, he just has to keep it between the fences. He also understands that if a caution comes out, Pierre better be ready to make another decision in a hurry.
See Carl Edwards running right behind David Green. 27 car, last car on the lead lap, 7th place. Nice drive tonight for the former champion Green.
He was very confident about his car. We talked to him before the race, and he felt like he was going to have a good night, and he was right. He's been real steady. Getting ready to go a lap down here with just 6 laps to go.
Carl Edwards came into this race second in the championship, a mile behind Kevin Harvick. He's not going to gain a lot of ground tonight as Harvick runs in 6th place. Pierre Cattell told me where the championship is concerned, you know, at this point in the year, all we can do is the best we can do each week and just see what happens. The best they can do tonight has been great.
They will gain some points, obviously, on Harvick, more than they usually do.
Yeah.
Usually Harvick's around, if he doesn't win, he's in the top 5, and he might still get there. Right now he's running 6th.
It's been kind of a big week for Carl Edwards. We talked about him being a pilot. Earlier this week, he was up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin at the EAA Air Venture. It's kind of the nation's big airplane convention for pilots and plane people. Carl got to fly in an F-18, a fighter jet, a DC-3, one of the old Douglas airplanes, and a Ford Tri-Motor. Said it was, and flew in Jack Roush's P-51 with Jack. Said it was a tremendous experience when I talked to him about it this morning. Came here relaxed, refreshed, ready to race, very excited about performing before his home state fans. Does own a home in Columbia, Missouri, the home he grew up in. Said that he's been spending more time there this year than he had in previous years as he's better learned how to manage the demands of being an XL Cup driver and the scheduling that goes along with it. He's 2.5 laps away from a victory. I hate to go there with the punt, but these fans are going to flip out.
I hope they don't hurt themselves trying to flip out like he does.
2 laps to go.
And the fans are on their feet, cheering, happy about what they're fixing to see, they think.
Oh, yeah.
Just remember, there's 2 laps to go. I've seen these drivers mess up with less to go.
Going to put a lap on Aaron Crocker in the 98, who's done a very solid job tonight.
A really good job. I'm real proud of Aaron tonight. She's top 20. That's not easy to do, and she's been steady and stayed out of trouble and just real consistent. And Carl falls in behind her there and takes the white flag.
Final lap here in St. Louis tonight for Carl Edwards of Columbia, Missouri. Looking for his 4th NASCAR Busch Series win of the season. A tremendous fight between he and Denny Hamlin, but Carl's crew got the strategy right, got him out in position to take advantage of fresh tires and speed to get by Hamlin and take the lead with 9 laps to go. Final corner coming up. And the checkered flag is up for Carl Edwards, a very popular win. He takes tonight's Busch Silver Celebration 250.
What's the battle for second?
Hamlin and Boyer for second spot. It looks like Boyer nipped him by 1,000th of a second. Wow!
Well, a fantastic finish for Mr. Backflip himself, Carl Edwards, as he nipped Clint Boyer and Denny Hamlin for the win here from St. Louis. And after a quick commercial break, we'll be back for part 2 of the NASCAR Busch season review. We'll head to Indianapolis Raceway Park, just down the road from the legendary Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Sky Broadband is here. To get the most out of Sky with Sky Broadband, visit sky.com/broadband.
What's the difference? This one never runs out. Call Screwfix Direct on 08000 68 78 88 for your free catalogue. If it's in here, it's in stock. And with a superb range, you can bet you'll get what you're after. That's 08000 68 78 88. Call Screwfix Direct now. You'll save money and get exactly what you're looking for. Call now on 08000 68 78 88 for the real Screwfix difference.
Join Motors TV when we head to Munich for this year's Air and Style Show. Europe's top moto and supercross freestylers will meet up for a high-flying demonstration you won't want to miss. Air and Style comes your way Saturday, December the 30th from 4. From the season opener in the streets of Adelaide to the season finale at Phillip Island, only 37 points separated 2006 champion Rick Kelly and Australia's most popular driver Craig Lowndes in what was a fantastic year of Aussie tin top action. And now the season review comes your way this Saturday, December the 30th from 8 p.m.
A couple of hours ago, Brickyard pole winner Jeff Burton landing across town at O'Reilly Raceway Park, joined by Clint Boyer, Denny Hamlin, there's Kevin Harvick, and Carl Edwards, among others, making this short trip by chopper. They've come inside this little half-mile track along with thousands of fans for a 200-lap sprint. It's NASCAR Busch Series racing from Indianapolis, live on TNT. How much do these fans love their racing? Well, many of them were over at the Brickyard at 10 this morning Eastern time for Bud Pole qualifying, then came straight here despite the 90-degree temperatures of the day. Now the sun is setting, the weather's cooling, but the action is about to heat up.
Got away with another one there.
That's 12th place. Next car for position Hamlin needs to pass is the 59 of Stacy Compton. These are two lap cars in front of him. Hornet A33 and Andretti 10 are racing for 26th place. Remember, it was Andretti in the 10 that Hamlin ran into earlier when he bent that right front fender. Right to 59. Gonna give him 11th spot, Marty.
Well, and as you guys mentioned, that was really only their only real shot to finish in the top 10. They felt they just weren't running good enough, and then he was losing so many spots. They were able to fix that right front fender. Remember, started 19th, trying to work his way back into the top 10. Looks like this might be a good call because they honestly felt like if they left him on the track, he would have lost more spots.
Well, those are some of the tough decisions the crew chiefs have to make sometimes. They're looking at the lap times on their car every single lap and the people around them on the racetrack, and that was the judgment Dave Rogers made. Unfortunately, when Denny gets out of this car, he's not going to be happy with the way this night played out, because just like last week at St. Louis, they had a fast car, maybe the fastest in the field, certainly at the beginning of the race, and they're not going to wind up taking home the big trophy.
Yeah, that hurts when you've got a car that can win and circumstances keep you out of victory lane. I mean, that's the hardest thing when you've got a really good race car, which Denny Hamlin obviously does tonight. Not as probably good as this one right now.
And it was better in the first half of the race, but boy, Kevin Harvick has just dominated once he got out front. Kevin has led 113, make it 114 of 197 laps. Lindsay?
Yeah, and obviously Reed Sorensen has basically lost his chance to catch up to Kevin Harvick, but in the true superstitious style of his crew chief, Brian Patty, whom I was just speaking to, left the pit box and he's gone to stand on the backstretch because this is what he does during the last closing laps of a race. Left the pit area, he's standing on the backstretch watching the race, and that's where he'll finish watching the race. Alan?
He's going to watch his car finish in second place unless something unusual happens, because Kevin Harvick is a lap and a half away from the checkered flag. Kevin Harvick in 22 races this year, 19 top 10s, 14 top 5s. He's finished every single one of those 22 races on the lead lap, and he's about to try and score his 5th win of the Busch Series season. Less than a lap to go. Harvick won this race back in 2001. And he did that en route to winning the NASCAR Busch Series Championship. He is the runaway point leader in 2006, and he's going to put a Raceway Park win on his mantle, perhaps to go along with a championship trophy. Kevin Harvick, winner tonight. Denny Hamlin going to wind up 8th.
The NASCAR Busch Series is on the road again. Point leader Kevin Harvick takes to the track fresh off another first-place finish. His grasp on his second championship getting tighter. But in recent weeks, Harvick has shared the spotlight, splitting the last 4 wins with a familiar flipping phenom. Now these stars face another challenge, the twisting turns at Watkins Glen, where they will wrestle the road and try and pin the competition for the 5th race in a row.
You got 6 laps to go here. You've got a lot of miles yet.
You've got to run hard. I mean, you can see Robbie is driving the heck out of that car right now, trying to get close enough to make a move.
Murray in 3rd, Biffle 4th, and John Andretti runs 5th. Down there.
Bill, I want to tell you about Michel Jourdain Jr. His day is over in the 15 car. First, he could only, transmission problems basically, it would only run in 2nd gear. Now he only has 1st. That's no way to get around Watkins Glen. They're done for the day.
He'll take you. Another car off the pace.
It looks like he's got a right rear flat tire.
Chris Cook. And if that comes apart, we'll get the caution.
It's probably going to come apart.
I would think so.
Either that or it's going to roll. We'll see. It looks like he's almost trying to get it to come off. And he goes through the inner loop there. Goes straight.
Left rear.
And we'll see if he makes it back. It's Chris Cook driving the 43 this week. Packaginian car.
Dave?
Yeah, right rear flat, as you can see, and they told Chris stay out of the groove. That's a good thing, because now we can keep the race going. Kurt Busch and Robbie Gordon.
By the way,
Robbie right there.
Yeah, Robbie has found that rear bumper of Kurt Busch. And this is going to get good. Because if Robbie can get close enough, he definitely will make the move.
They're going to run up on Cook here. Right there.
Just be out of the way by the time he gets there.
He did a good job getting that car back to pit road. Four laps to go. Caution.
Got a car down here coming in with some speed back here that's stopped. Yellow flag waving, might be a corner.
Todd Cleaver. Let's see. These guys got their brakes cooled off. tires cleaned up. Kurt knows he's got to make one heck of a restart here.
Just running that strategy over and over in your head, aren't you?
Yeah, and like I said, he is looking in the mirror, trust me, more than he's looking out the windshield. He wants to know where Robbie's at before the restart, right before the restart, and right after the restart. You've got to try to anticipate his move. Robbie's just going to look for an opening. That's all he's looking for.
And it doesn't, for Robbie, it doesn't have to be that big.
No, it doesn't have to be big at all.
Robbie Gordon is really a blast to watch race, especially on road courses. And don't forget, behind them, McMurray in the 64 with the overheating problems.
Yeah, and hopefully that thing won't lock up in the middle of the S's, because I can't believe it's running this long without water.
You see the graphic says 3 to go, be 2 to go when they get the green flag. Pace car now will dive to pit road. Kurt Busch, the race leader. Robbie Gordon runs second. One attempt at a green-white checkered finish. Hold your breath as they head for one. Watch Robbie try and close up on the bumper of Busch.
You see some gaps between these guys right now. They're trying to anticipate the start. And here we go. Boy, and Kurt got a great restart. That may have been the difference. That's all you need. Get into one clean.
Remember, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, now Robbie's really chomping the bit because he knows he missed an opportunity on that restart.
And he was all over Busch's bumper when the caution came out. Robbie makes up time in the inner loop. Watch this.
Hard on the brakes. I mean, you can see that car going from the back. Look at that.
Right to him on his bumper.
Tried to get underneath him. Now, Robbie's been a little bit better here than Kurt Busch.
Clear by half.
He's got to get a good run. If he gets a good run, not quite enough. Now, he's got to get back on his bumper and set him up for turn one. This is the most important set of corners right here.
White flag this time.
Boy, Kurt just looks so smooth right now. Not close enough.
But the bus stop will be a lot of fun.
It should be. Robbie may miss it this lap. He's going to drive it so deep.
Final lap for the NASCAR Busch Series at Watkins Glen live on NBC. Kurt Busch leads Robbie Gordon.
Boy, Robbie got through the S's really good there.
Here comes the bus stop.
Here he comes.
Whoa! To the inside.
Wow!
Contact. They're through in the grass. And Kurt Busch comes out.
Unbelievable.
You got him. Nice job. Clear by one.
That was some great car control on both of those guys right there. You knew it was coming.
Oh. You basically were right. Robbie didn't
He wasn't going to make it.
Coming up on the last turn of the last lap. Robbie trying hard for one more shot. He's not going to catch Kurt. Off of turn 7. Toward the start-finish line. Checkered flag in the air.
It doesn't get too much better than that.
Kurt Busch wins a wild one at the Glen. And McMurray made it home in third. Second win for Kurt Busch in 6 Busch Series races. Won at Texas earlier this year in his first ever Busch Series race. Fourth time a Busch race here at Watkins Glen has been won by the pole sitter. In the second straight year, the 39 car has gone to victory lane. Ryan Newman did it a year ago. Kurt Busch today. 4th win for Dodge in 2006. Second straight runner-up for Robbie Gordon at the Glen. Watch this.
There you see it. Robbie he just flies in there, tries to get on the left side of the 39, and actually does. Both these guys do a really good job hanging on to the race cars.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
this is such a cool shot right here. I mean, Robbie I don't think he hit the brakes.
And again, inside.
That's great stuff right there.
Well, there was no happier a man in the state of New York than Kurt Busch after that wild ride against Robbie Gordon to take the win at the Watkins Glen Road Course. In just a few moments, we're going to head to Michigan for round 25 of the NASCAR Busch season.
His car to pit road. Jeff Burton in control of the field, along with pole sitter Mark Martin. Coming down to get the green flag. The fans have filed in. We're ready to go NASCAR Busch Series racing this afternoon here on TNT.
So I think he spun him on the start. I'll tell you what, Kurt Busch is flying right now. That 39 car challenging Mark Martin for the lead.
Mark on the inside, and here comes Jeff Burton in the 29 car. Like Kenseth right behind Burton. Kurt Busch to the lead. And Burton trying to take second from Martin and Will.
That's where that drafting comes into play a little bit. Mark was down on the bottom, and these guys were all lined up on the high line and helped Burton get by Mark Martin.
Kenseth down low. And the 20 of Denny Hamlin. Burton wants the lead down the backstretch. That's Stephen Wallace. Started in row 8. Report that he may have brushed the wall.
Right front tire started 5 right in the first lap going into turn 1. No problem, man, no problem. Bring her down pit road, we'll work on it.
That was Rusty Wallace talking to his son, Stephen.
Kenseth is going to take the second spot away from Jeff Burton.
Well, somewhere back there, Bill, is Carl Edwards, who came to pit road earlier in that last caution. He said the car was just so bad, he felt like he was just all over the place. In fact, he thought he might have had a tire going down. The car was extremely loose. He's trying to catch that 8 car and that 88 car. He loves the adjustments they made on that last stop, though. A little bit loose with the pound out of the right rear tire, hoping that's enough to propel him past that 88 and that 8 car in front of him.
Yeehaw! He gets the 88 loose. Dale Jr. gets right behind Robbie Gordon, gets a little bit loose off of 2. Might be enough. Earnhardt to make the pass.
And Carl Edwards is watching to see what happens from third.
Well, and while these guys are racing, Robbie Gordon just sideways all the way through forward, hangs on to it.
Robbie wave out the window.
I think he was telling Junior, I want you to finish second. When these guys are racing side by side, that really helped Carl Edwards catch him.
Sure did. That's what Snyder was talking about. Now a 3-way battle for the lead. It's always exciting when Robbie Gordon's up front near the end of the race, isn't it? Had the great finish last Saturday at the Glen. On board with Robbie.
Still just you and them.
He's on board with Earnhardt, rather. $11 to go.
Well, he's going to try again. Now he's in a good position to get this car loose, and Robbie's already loose in 3 and 4. What, that 88's got some steam.
Right now, Earnhardt's thinking too much.
Yeah. Watch Robbie's car right here. See, just a little bit sideways off through there. Pretty good, though. Junior's having to get off the throttle a little bit. He's going to have to get figured out here pretty quick. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 laps to get past somebody. Even if you're trying to pass them, you'll run side by side forever.
Looking low.
Now, Carl Edwards could help if Edwards would pull up behind Junior, help him in the draft. He's got a pretty good run right there.
Side by side for the lead, inside of 10 to go at Michigan. Ooh.
Yeah, Robbie a little bit loose up on the high side, but he's still on. Yeah, that might have done it right there.
Isn't Junior the one that said he wanted to run the high groove here?
That's why you hired him.
And here we go. Carl Edwards down on the bottom. Might take them both. And, Kurt Busch off of 4.
Caution is out. Field is frozen. Nine scoring loops around this 2-mile oval at Michigan. And NASCAR will use those scoring loops to reset the field with the caution out.
That's right front flag, Kurt. Take care of it.
Denny Hamlin in the 20, Kurt in the 39.
He just slid up, and I'll tell you what, Denny Hamlin did a great job saving that race car.
And that's not the first time we've seen him do it. Kurt through the grass, thankfully misses the end of that pit road wall.
Kurt just slid up. You know, his car got into a big push off of 4 there and got into Hamlin.
And he'd asked for those big changes.
Yeah. He got the ballistic changes, right?
Kevin Harvick watches.
Get in front of you, go high. Stay high. Keep digging, keep digging.
Pace car to pit road. One chance for a green-white checkered finish. 2 laps to go when they get the green. Carl Edwards leads. Robbie Gordon second. Earnhardt, Mears, Kenseth, and Martin.
Tell you what, Robbie Gordon got a pretty good restart right there. Everybody else is doing a little bit of that mirror driving we talked about earlier, but Robbie got a good restart. He's right on the back. He's going to take a look, and Earnhardt's going to be up on the high side. Oh, Edwards has got his mirrors full. He's a little bit loose off of 2. He's sideways. Around. And he got turned.
Caution flag is out. The race is over.
Get fired up, get around here.
We'll have to wait and get the official scoring. We'll wait on word from NASCAR. Earnhardt in the 8. Robbie Gordon in the 88. Let's go back and take a look.
Okay, see, these guys are racing hard. Carl Edwards gets a little bit loose right there. These guys are still hard on the gas. He gets tagged a little bit by the 8 car and then turned right across right across Robbie's nose.
Another look.
And I mean, you know, you're in a situation here. You're racing. It's the end of the race. You know, probably if that would have been lap 20, there would have been a lot different outcome, but you know, Junior saw him get a little bit loose and he started turning and gotta go. I mean, this is for the win.
And Robbie had said that Carl got loose on the previous restart as well. On board with Earnhardt.
Be an interesting shot. There you go. He's got a really good run right here. Now watch Carl's car get loose. Right there he gets loose. Junior's got a good run, and you know, he gets in the back of the bumper and turns him. I mean, there's no two ways about it, but a lot of things happened at once there.
NASCAR is going to hold cars 8 and 88. They're going to look at the finish, or where the race finished. Again, one attempt at green-white checkers. If the caution comes out, and here comes Carl Edwards back out on the track.
Carl runs into the 8 car.
And he waved to him. See you tomorrow, I think he said. I'm going home.
ready?
Getting some information now about this contact between Carl Edwards and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Carl came on the radio, said obviously the 8 hit me. He was requesting NASCAR black flag Dale Earnhardt Jr. That is the debate down in the Dale Earnhardt Jr. pit. They got word Carl had made that request, and now they're debating as to whether or not that should be the call. Carl obviously very upset when he came to pit road, parked right in front of the 8 pit, then went back out on the track and obviously made contact with the 8 car himself. So that's the debate going on down here on pit road amongst the 8 and 60 teams.
Busch Series racing at Bristol. You can hear the thunder rumbling through the mountains and watch lightning come crashing down in an instant. It's a summer reign of temper and terror. The storm clouds started gathering last Saturday at Michigan, where a warm front came racing through.
He's sideways!
Is around.
And Bristol's next week. This is Michigan.
Now the forecast is for things to get hot. Really hot.
Right in front of you, right in front of you. Caution down, buddy, caution down. Settle down, settle down.
Hang on tight, because strong winds are starting to blow. Trouble is moving into the mountains of Tennessee. Get ready to experience a summer storm unlike any other, the one we call Bristol.
And here are the NASCAR Busch Series standings after round 26 that was won by Matt Kenseth. After the commercial break, we'll head to California for round 27 and more NASCAR Busch Series season review.
What's the difference? This one's cheaper. Call Screwfix Direct on 08000 68 78 88 for your free catalogue with a great range of top quality tools and parts at rock bottom prices. That's 08000 68 78 88. Call Screwfix Direct now. You'll pay less and save money. The new Screwfix Direct catalogue is out now. Call 08000 68 78 88 for your free copy.
As the year comes to an end at Motors TV, that can only mean the best of Crash is back. Throughout the year, we've been witness to some sometimes scary, sometimes spectacular accidents in the world of racing. And now it's time for the best of the best. Best of Crash, Saturday, December the 30th from 5 p.m. Now for a look at Friday night's entertainment right here on Motors TV. At 9 p.m. it's Race and Rally UK. That's followed at 10 by the Trophy Andros Round 3 Alp Duets. And at 11:30 it's the Trophy Moto Round 3 from the same venue.
Welcome back for part 2 of the NASCAR Busch Series season review. The championship headed west for round 27 of the year in Fontana at the California Speedway. The Americas 300 from California, Matt Kenseth perhaps was looking to make it 2 wins of the year on the Fontana Speedway circuit.
Good job.
I think Mark's out of time for these two, but he may catch Harvick if he keeps on the pace he's on. He may catch Harvick.
But these Busch Series races in recent weeks have had some pretty dramatic finishes and some green-white checkered stuff too. So we'll see what happens. Down the backstretch.
I think Casey may have decided he don't want to trust his crew anymore. He wants to be in front of the 11 in case the 11 doesn't run out. Because with 5 to go, he's going to run back up here and maybe try to make a challenge at it.
But does he wait till 2 to go to do that?
It depends on how his car, how confident he is on what he's doing. You know, he dropped back there about 8 or 10 car lengths. We saw it the last 2 or 3 laps, and then within a lap, he's driven back to Menard.
I think he looked like he was real loose with the 11 right behind him, racing him for that spot. You could see that the 9 car, he had his hands full there a couple times, and I think you're right, just probably backed off, gathered it back up.
These guys are low on fuel and on old tires, and this is the worst your car handles all night long, no matter what. When you're down to being empty and you've got the most laps on your tires, this is when you're getting paid for what you do, driving these race cars. And both these guys are hanging on for dear life, trying to get as much fuel as they can and try to get as much out of the tires as they can.
Third place Kevin Harvick is 8 seconds behind this, and Mark Martin is 2 seconds behind Kevin. Casey Kane trying to get the lead back side by side at the line with 3 to go. Paul Menard in that 11 car got his first Busch Series win at Milwaukee in his 85th start. That was 10 races ago.
At that fuel pressure gauge right now after Menard all the way down the straightaway.
Yeah, he didn't even know Casey Kane's behind him. He didn't even know. He's not even worried about that at this point in time.
Kane trying it low again. Drifts up in front. Casey Kane leads, 2 to go. Harvick and Martin not closing in. Kane topped off on lap 98. Menard did not. Did he bobble just a little bit there?
No, he was loose, but he's going for it. I mean, both these guys they know this is it. They're racing for the win.
Yeah, as far as Paul knows, he's on. This is all gravy to him because they told him he was going to run out a lap ago, and he's got squeezed another lap out of it, and here he is. He's got 1 lap to go here. And if this thing hangs on, it was a great call by that person.
He's trying to get him loose. You can see he's getting right behind that bumper, trying to get Casey Kane loose. 1 to go.
That's David Green in the 27. White flag is out.
Man, white flag, man. Just keep doing what you can do.
I think he just ran out. Yep. He's pulling down. He's running out of fuel.
Paul Menard apparently out of fuel.
And goes to the checker. He's out.
So Casey Kane using pit strategy and topping off with 98 to go. Now Casey Kane's out of fuel maybe. Dives down low. He's going to hold him off. Casey Kane wins at California.
By a long ways.
By a long way.
In 1 lap.
Here comes Menard. Great call by that group, though. No matter what you say, great drive by Paul Menard and a great call. He's going to end up 4th.
Just coasting across the line in that yellow car for a 4th place finish.
pretty fast. If there's any racetrack that's like a roller coaster, it's Dover. Because you go down into these corners. You just kind of launch the car down off the back straightaway into the corner. You stretch the feel of the turn on. But the tricky part about this place is getting off the corner. That's where you really feel the car get light when you come off the corner and lose that grip. What little you have.
What little you have. If you watch these cars today, and we'll have some great shots of it later on, see how these cars are down in the racetrack. As they come up onto the straightaway, you see about 6 to 12 inches, it looks like, of clearance under the valence where they just spring up out of the corner. They jump up off the springs, and that's what we talk about. Staying down in the racetrack and keeping grip. Once they come up out of it, like Wally says, they lose all their grip.
Denny Hamlin and Kenny Wallace. Hamlin in the 20, looking back at the 22 of Wallace. Riggs on the get-go, strong from the start. First time he's led a race in 7 starts in 2006.
Looks like just as Kenny Wallace's car landed when you drive off into the corner, I can't tell if it's getting a little loose or what, but you can see him sliding up the racetrack. There's something about that car he doesn't feel real comfortable with, and he's having to just give it an extra second to settle down before he gets back on the gas.
Matt Kenseth in the 17. On board with Wallace. Update on Matt from Dave.
Actually, I'll update you on Matt, and I'll update you on the 22 as well, Kenny Wallace, who you're right on board with. Loose race car. Wally, you were right. As for the 17 of Matt Kenseth, Tucci, Jimmy Fennick told me just before the race started, they weren't that good yesterday. They made a lot of changes to try to help Matt today.
Jason Leffler in that 38 on the back bumper of the 22. Might try and loosen him up just a little bit more. Back up front.
Oh, the 33's in the wall again.
Sean Case. Driving for Kevin Harvick, making his NASCAR Busch Series debut.
In the wall.
Yeah, you're going to have to bring that one in.
Still green, inside, clear.
Kevin Harvick radioed his crew and said, I think we're going to win this race because I think I know what's fixing to happen. He thinks maybe the 2 and the 17 might race a little too hard.
So you think Harvick agrees with me? Dave?
Well, I know Harvick knows what Harvick thinks. Okay. Whether or not he agrees with you, Bill, we'll have to ask him later.
Close Dave's mic. 2 to go.
There's your race winner right there. The number 2 car. Got a great restart.
That's what it took.
Work your line.
Kevin Harvick has won 6 races with Richard Childress this season. Jeff Burton, a couple. Clint Boyer looking for his first in that 2 car. Off of 4, white flag, final lap.
Reed Sorensen's trying everything he can do to get underneath McMurray. Oh, McMurray slides up a little bit, and that's the opportunity Sorensen needed.
He dives low going into 3. Boyer leads the field off of turn 4. It's been a rough few weeks, but Clint Boyer puts it behind him.
I knew that was going to happen.
And Sorensen into the wall.
None of those guys were going to lift.
That was a hard hit right there.
Yes, it was. He did finish 6th spot.
Greg Biffle worked his way back to 8th.
3rd career win for Clint Boyer. The net down on Sorensen, indicating the driver's okay.
You know, it's the last lap, Kyle, like this. Normally nobody's going to give.
No, and he's in the gas wide open. He's doing everything he can. He did a great job. It's just wrong place. We saw it from the first accident to the last accident of the race. Happened the same way. Get up under somebody coming out of turn 4.
And here are the NASCAR Busch Series points after Dover. In a moment, we're going to head to Love's, then Memphis, and Texas, the next 3 rounds.
Thanks for calling Dell. How can we help you?
Well, I need a new computer for work and for music.
I recommend an Intel dual-core processor, so you can run multiple programs at once, like downloading songs while doing your email.
Oh, good idea.
Now, what about a monitor?
15-inch. Hey, Let's make it a 19-inch.
Right, you're all set.
At Dell, we don't build technology for just anyone. We build it just for you. For just $429, build this Dell Dimension featuring an Intel Pentium D processor and amazing 19-inch flat panel. Right now, this includes £70 off and free McAfee Security Center. Dell sell direct to you, so go online or call our experts now.
So how was the maneuver on the way down?
Smooth as you like. Had to stop a couple of times for you, no way.
Too many fizzy drinks.
I was just a fairer.
Don't know what we'd do without it. Amount of junk they insist on bringing.
I hope they've got some cream on.
Back to 40.
Right. Think a little drinks in order, don't you?
I'm parched.
Lovely to see them playing so well together.
Remember last year?
Don't. It's not a bad life, is it?
Not wrong. Think I might have a little kip.
Might join you.
Mariva and Zafira. Clever family cars from Vauxhall.
If you're a builder, plumber, carpenter or electrician, I've got 2 words to say to you. Screwfix Direct. Call 08000 68 78 88 for a free Screwfix Direct catalogue. I did, and it saved me time, money and effort. Everything in here is top quality at rock-bottom prices, and it's 100% ex-stock. So whatever I order before 5, Screwfix Direct aim to deliver it the very next day. The new catalogue's out now, so don't miss out. Call free phone 08000 68 78 88 for your copy.
Mariva and Zafira. Available with 0% finance over 4 years. From Vauxhall.
TNT Sports, in association with NASCAR, welcomes you to Concord, North Carolina, and NASCAR Busch Series racing from the Lowe's Motor Speedway, presented by Outback Steakhouse. 31st race of the season for the NASCAR Busch Series, and tonight, Kevin Harvick, with a 729-point lead in the championship standings, can wrap up his 2nd Busch Series title. Win number 8 tonight.
Uh-oh, trouble, 48.
Jimmy Johnson has been in the wall.
I've seen a lot of veterans have problems.
Okay, buddy.
Well, that's 3/4 of the field, though, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. And you know, you have to bring up the point that Tony Stewart had a wicked crash in the Busch race here in May.
Yeah, he hit a ton here in the springtime.
That's a hard hit right there. When it doesn't look as bad. It's just slap side of the car, but.
And I'm not sure that car didn't take off like we were talking about earlier. It looked like that thing just took off and he went up the racetrack and ran out of.
And there he is in the grass. Who had the 48?
This is on board with Clint Boyer.
Smoking up here in the front set. Just keep coming, the track's clear. Say hi.
Tony Stewart.
Right there in front of you. Watch him, he's in the grass. He'll come back across.
That's a good example of how much trash really gets thrown up on the racetrack. Sometimes, I know sitting there watching a race, and even as a driver, sometimes you say, they throw a debris caution, and you look around on the racetrack, you don't see anything. But that's a lot of trash on the racetrack right now.
And also, all that stuff is on somebody's grill out there right now. Guarantee you, if somebody's got a bunch of grass and dirt on their grill, they're going to have overheating problems.
Be 4 to go when the green comes out. Matt Kenseth picked up about half a mile.
At least.
Because of that caution. Mears looking for the lead.
It looks like that 60 car's a little bit loose down there in 3 and 4. I think if the 42 gets up close enough on that bumper, he can make life difficult for Carl.
3 to go.
Casey's car is really strong from the center off. You saw him lag in the corner on that restart behind Carl and really get a tremendous run up off 2 and down the backstretch, and Carl had to block him. see
Well,
the
he may have
outside.
enough there. He may have enough.
Oh, there goes and Edwards around. Caution is out. Danny O'Quinn has gone around. Matt Kenseth sneaks through.
Dave Blaney's going to win the race.
Yep.
And Kevin Harvick may end up clinching the championship. Depending on the damage to the 60 car and where he finishes.
He just got up on the outside of the 60. They were coming off a 4. The 60's got a little bit loose. Well, 42 got real loose.
Yes.
He got in the wall and took the 60 out. But
Yeah, 42. But the 60 car, that's where Wally, like you had said, the 60 car looks loose, right in that place, right there. And you see the 60, he gives him room. He gives him room. The 42 just gets up in the outside wall, bounces off, and gets in the car.
just hooked him in the right. I mean, and you're right. Carl gave the 42 plenty of room, but it wasn't enough.
The crew of Carl Edwards.
Boy, the last couple of weeks, last lap's been pretty, or last few laps have been tough. You don't want to be leading.
There's Carl.
Tell you what, he drove a great race tonight.
He did.
He didn't get the win, but
talking to the fans.
There have been numerous guys out here tonight that have driven some great races that aren't going to get credit for anything.
Yeah. You know, seeing that paint scheme, there's Casey Mears. He's upset about something or with someone.
oh, a little loose there.
Car smoking on the backstretch.
Okay, so Blaney drives in. Oh, he drives in hard. Oh, maybe too hard. He's going to open the door for the 17.
Side, keep digging, buddy. White flag right here. Still there. Keep digging.
Side by side, one to go.
I think Blaney drove that thing in just a little bit too deep, Kyle. Hanging with them, though.
He is giving it all he has right now. This is great racing right here, man.
Right there. Now he's see if he can hold that line through 3 and 4.
What a great run by Blaney, man.
Has never won in the Busch Series.
It's going to lose a little bit here, but
oh, he's got it.
Kenseth
He's got it. Kenseth gets loose.
Around. Blaney.
Oh.
Back it down, baby. You're the best.
Dave Blaney wins a wacky race at Charlotte. Denny Hamlin has gone around. Kyle Busch is on pit road.
He's hit something.
Imagine that.
A lot of damage on the left front there, but man, that's a great finish.
That was a great finish. To stay here all night long, it was worth the finish. But Kenseth was driving the wheels off of it.
He's giving everything he had.
Everything he had, man. But Blaney opened it up and gave him the low line where he had been. But that's the way it was.
Dave Blaney gets his first Busch Series win. Dave, take it away.
And I want to know if Crew Chief Trent Owens knows how to answer the last question that Dave said over the radio. Where do we go now? Trent, you know where Victory Lane is.
It's somewhere in the middle. I've been here for years, so I think we can find it.
How in the world did you guys do that?
I don't know, man. We had a flat tire, went to the back, we run in the middle of the pack. Next thing you know, we're 4 cars on the lead lap, and come in, got 4 tires, and it just all worked out. I mean, sometimes you have them nights where you can't do anything right, and then sometimes you have them nights where everything falls into place. And this evening, everything fell in place. I think great clips, Braun Racing. It's a huge win for Braun Racing. I want to thank Todd Losey, Todd Braun for giving me this opportunity to crew chief. man, I'm just so excited. I don't know what to do.
Great win and a great drive and a great crew chiefing job as well, Bill.
I know the night didn't go the way you wanted it to, but congratulations, championship number 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is really awesome. I was a little bit disappointed. Obviously, you can't control the flat tires, but I like to control the things that we can control on pit road, and we weren't very good in the pits tonight. But they did a great job preparing this thing. This thing was fast, able to get one of our laps back, and we made adjustments on it all night to make it better. And what a year it's been. I mean, U.S. Coast Guard and RCR, all those guys have done a great job for me, and Shane Wilson, Todd Barrier, Richard Childress. I mean, this was just kind of a 5-minute conversation that Richard and I had, and we said, what the heck, we'll make a run for the championship and see what happens when we get to the first Charlotte and go from there. So just proud of everybody. It's been quite the year in the Busch car, and everything that happened tonight, we still finished in the top 10. So it's just been an incredible year.
Pat Burns from Anheuser-Busch is here and has something he wants to show you.
Congratulations with this. What a great ride. Thank you very much. What a crazy ride tonight.
That's finally over with.
Mears and Edwards around. Caution is out. Side by side, 1 to go.
Oh, he's got it.
Kenton follows. Kenton goes around. Dave Blaney wins a wacky race at Charlotte.
The 2006 NASCAR Busch Series champion. 2 racing champions from different worlds headline today's NASCAR event. Kevin Harvick, the Southern Californian who's already won the NASCAR Busch Series championship and trying to make it a Nextel Cup double. And Juan Pablo Montoya, the former Indy 500 winner and Formula One star from Colombia, making his NASCAR debut. The fans following Montoya have brought an international flavor to the birthplace of rock and roll, as NBC Sports brings you race 32 of the NASCAR Busch Series from Memphis Motorsports Park. Beautiful weather, a great crowd on hand, and expecting an exciting short track race with the stars of NASCAR slugging it out on this very fast 3/4 mile track. Sellout crowd has filed in. You see the teams beginning to clear pit road where the cars are gridded and getting ready for the start of today's NASCAR Busch Series race. There's Montoya, the subject of so much attention here this weekend. The former Formula One star who basically stunned the racing world when he decided he wanted to go NASCAR racing. A lot of people ask why. He says, because it's a challenge, and he loves to race.
Did not get a good restart.
To the inside. Oh, contact there. Boyer to try it. 3 deep on the bottom. Now it's Boyer and Harvick for the race lead.
Harvick did what I said. Uh-oh, we got trouble up high there. That's Yaley in the high side, but
no caution.
Carl Edwards did not get the restart he needed, and that's all Harvick needed to fill that hole, going into 1.
Final lap, white flag is up. Edwards left the race with Johnny Sauter for 3rd place, and Harvick is clear of his teammate, Clint Boyer. Final corner, and with victory number 8 as there's trouble behind, Kevin Harvick takes the checkered flag and wins at Memphis.
Kenny Wallace gets a piece of that. Paul Menard got drilled.
That is Justin Labonte in the 5 and Regan Smith in the 35 there, who had the contact in the final corner. Menard went spinning first in the 11 and was clobbered by that 35 car, with the 5 of Labonte just caught in the aftermath in the jam-up. So on a restart for a green-white checkered finish, Kevin Harvick makes the winning pass on Carl Edwards.
Yeah, that's like I said. I mean, that's all Edwards had to do was get in there ahead of Harvick, but he didn't. Harvick got a better restart. The door was open. That's all he needed. Then up in 4, the 88 drills the 11 car. Huckman gets into Paul Menard, turns Menard around, goes back down the racetrack where everybody is and can't go anywhere because you got the wall on the inside of you.
So Kevin Harvick picks up yet another win in what has been a championship season so far in the NASCAR Busch Series.
Juan Pablo Montoya started this race 12th. You finished 9th. I know that you had said before that if you had a top 20 finish, you would feel very successful.
Yeah, I think, we did a good job. I had a couple touches with the guy, and it was a mistake. We were passing lap traffic. I went underneath him, and when I went full throttle, the car just stepped out, and I went into the guy. So we lost a bit of time there, but I think generally the Texaco Javelin Dodge car behaved really well. It was a top 5 car, and it's a shame. We could have brought it a little bit further forward, but for being my first Busch race, I'm pretty happy.
After having the experience of stock cars in the ARCA racing, how different was this for you today?
It's a lot more wild than the ARCA race. The guys, there's some guys, especially at lap markers, that are, they're harder to pass than a front runner, so it's a little bit crazy.
You looking forward to more?
Yeah, we'll see where it goes next and what we do, but I think generally I'm pretty happy with the way everything has gone. Learned a lot, made mistakes, and it's all about that, learning from the mistakes and seeing what you got to do next.
My last question for you, talk about communication and what kind of lessons you learned from that today. We have a different spotter that I worked with him before, so it was easier to understand each other, and it was good. The other one, we made a mistake, but it was really good as well. So it's just part of the learning process. Juan Pablo Montoya with what he considers a successful day here at Memphis.
Sky Broadband is here. To get the most out of Sky with Sky Broadband, visit sky.com/broadband.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to our Christmas show. And so our story begins with a little act of kindness. Maybe you donated some money to the NSPCC or supported the Full Stop Appeal.
Or maybe you ran a marathon for us. I sat in a bar for baked beans.
Or perhaps you work for a company that helps us. Maybe you wrote a letter to someone important and said you wanted children to be safe.
Thanks to you, we answered 254,000 calls this year, making sure there's someone to listen when girls and boys need help.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right. You've helped children tell their stories to the NSPCC so they feel a little better, less scared or lonely. You've even helped us start to build another special place where children can go for help.
And you've helped us change the law so that children can live in a safer place.
Because of you and those we work with, thousands of children are having a happier, safer time. So, we would just want to say a great big thank you!
2006 was a season of thrills and spills and plenty of color from down under in the V8 Supercars Championship. From the streets of Adelaide to the Bathurst 1000 to the season finale at Phillip Island. Join Motors TV for V8 Supercars Best of Sunday, December 31st from 8 p.m. Before you celebrate New Year's Eve, join Motors TV when we head to the other side of the world for the always exciting New Zealand Outlaws. If you've never experienced the side-by-side action of these machines, tune in on December 31st for 10 p.m. for some unforgettable motor racing thrills from New Zealand.
Harvick to the inside. Oh, contact there. Boyer to try it 3 deep on the bottom. Now it's Boyer and Harvick for the race lead. Kevin Harvick takes the checkered flag and wins at Memphis.
I got a really good restart there at the end. I knew he was going to come down, and I knew I wasn't going to let off. And we made a little contact there, and, that's what it's all about, short track racing.
Wild afternoon in Memphis today, the 1.5-mile Texas Motor Speedway here in Fort Worth. Kevin Harvick has already wrapped up the series championship, 3 races to go in the 2006 season. There you see the car of Harvick. Gridded along pit road here. 16 drivers doing the double, running in the Busch race today, and of course the Nextel Cup race here tomorrow.
Montoya's down there.
Juan Pablo Montoya making just his
I bet you he got up on the racetrack in the wrong spot and he bent that valence end. And that is just, that's easy to do, Kyle, because sometimes when you're coming off the apron, if you decide to go up on the track, it's such an increase in the bank that it'll tear up your valence. Now he's got to start in the back.
And you got to start in the back. And that's just, you know, he's not run a lot of these races. It's just one of those rookie mistakes that you make sometimes.
Down there in a 90 car. Trying to take second spot away from Kyle Busch.
But if there's anybody that likes running on the high side, it's Kyle Busch. So he's going to hammer it for the first 4 or 5 laps to see if it's going to work.
It's Tony Stewart in the 19 inside of Kyle. Kane falling back a little bit. He might be out of fuel. He is out of gas. Heads for the apron. 3 to go. Got a long way to coast around here at Texas.
Yeah, he may as well go right to the hauler.
Yeah.
Because by the time he gets there and gets fuel, this thing will be over.
These last couple of laps may be interesting. That may not be the last guy you see head to the apron in these last couple of laps.
Less than 2 to go now for Harvick.
Still about 2.5 seconds back.
Dave?
And that's a surprise on Casey Kane. He stopped on lap 135. That's 7 laps later than Mark Martin stopped. But we've been talking about fueling problems today, and that may be the issue there, that they didn't get it quite full.
Something to keep in your mind for tomorrow. White flag, last lap. Leader has the white flag. Harvick, and then Stewart runs second. It was 0.8 of a second at the line, but Harvick can see Stewart in his rearview mirror, and there is some question about whether Harvick can make it on fuel. Down the backstretch for the final time. Harvick glued to that low line through 3 and 4. Off of 4, can see the checkered flag, and Kevin Harvick wins again at Texas. And you heard what he said.
Out of gas, boys. Awesome job.
That would negate the burnout, I imagine.
Well, I tell you, those guys just can't do anything wrong this year.
Not this year, man. When earlier in the year we saw him fall back to like 40th in a race and come back and has a top 10 finish out of it. They're just on this year.
Hornaday got the 5th spot unofficially. Here you see Hamlin coming home 8th.
Get flash for a burnout.
34 of 35 was held at the Phoenix International Raceway. Located in Phoenix, Arizona, there was $1.4 million on the line. The 2005 winner was Carl Edwards, and here you have more statistics about the race length, the track length, the number of laps, etc., etc. And you'll notice at the Phoenix International Raceway, it is not a pure oval. In fact, it is a 5-turn oval. There's a bit of a kink in the backstretch, so this makes for very interesting, in fact, very road racing-like conditions for the Nextel and NASCAR Busch Series. Drivers of note, Juan Pablo Montoya, the former F1 star, was making his third start. He had started 11th on the day, as well as two-time winner at Phoenix and IRL champion, Indy 500 winner, Sam Hornish Jr. in the Dodge. Here are the NASCAR Busch Series standings heading into Phoenix, with Kevin Harvick already clinching the championship, Edwards second, Boyer third, Denny Hamlin fourth. We're going to send you now back to Phoenix for the final 3 laps of the race.
I knew he was going to do that. They're bringing him down slow every day, or every restart, and then on the last one, and that's what everybody was expecting him to do. Now, the last restart, he started a lot earlier than he had been, and now he's got about a 4-car length jump on Harvick.
You drivers are sly. Harvick's already tapped the wall once trying to catch Kenseth. Off of 4. White flag for Matt Kenseth.
Oh, we got a car on a wall up in 3 and 4. Looks like the 36 car, Fred Sherman.
Still under green, though. This is the last lap of the race.
He's off the track. He'll come back around, race to the checker.
Kenseth into 3. Harvick trying to close in. Hamlin runs third. Off of 4. Kenseth started on the pole, and Matt Kenseth takes his team to victory lane at Phoenix.
All right, good job, guys. Family car one there. Good job. Good job on the car there, guys.
And that's about as much enthusiasm as you get from that. Whoa! Some contact. This is well past the finish line. Aaron Crocker.
It was certainly a wild finish in Phoenix as we see the number 17 car in victory lane of none other than Matt Kenseth.
Down to the big guy.
And in just a few seconds, we're going to send you to Homestead, Miami for the final round of the year for the 2006 NASCAR Busch Series on Motors TV.
Your Dell is custom built, so your fingerprints are all over it before you ever touch it. For example, you can build the Dell Inspiron 1501 with AMD Turion 64 mobile technology, which brings digital media to life for only $449. It's broadband ready, has up to 5.5 hours battery life, and right now the price includes £50 off. Dell sell direct to you, so go online or call our experts now on 0870 353 3000.
Nice new drill, Steve. Quality is that?
Yeah. You won't believe the price I got it for either. I didn't notice you popping out for all that kit, John.
That's because I had it delivered. Only ordered it last night at 5 to 6.
What are you reading, Nick?
The new Screwfix Direct catalogue is the tradesman's secret that's too good to share. Call 0800 68 78 88 now for your free copy.
What will Formula One be like without Schumi? Can Porsche win Le Mans? Which supercars will be breaking records this year? Find out at the world's biggest motorsport show on January the 13th and 14th at the NEC Birmingham. There's live motor racing, an F1 display, world rally cars, and even a chance to meet the star drivers. For more information, log on to autosportinternational.com or call the ticket hotline now.
Up the victory, his very first.
And Edwards around.
For Carl Edwards, a very popular win 2006 NASCAR Busch Series champion.
TNT Sports, in association with NASCAR, presents the Ford 300, the final race of the 2006 season for the NASCAR Busch Series. We're at the Homestead Miami Speedway in South Florida. A cool, clear night. The fans filing in. The teams lined up along pit road.
Are you ready? The time is now. The fans are fired up, and now it's time to get the cars fired up. Here's your Grand Marshal, Greg Wood.
Drivers, start your engines!
Homestead has been the final race of the season for the NASCAR Busch Series since 1995. The stars have come out at night in South Florida.
What to do? Oh, he's a little bit loose. Talking about the 18 car Yelly. What to do? Spin the tires on the start?
Well, the start looked very slow. There was a lot of guys that had trouble way out in the back, but he a little bit loose there in the 18 car. First lap, anyway.
J.J. Yaley said during qualifying they were going to lock Kevin Harvick in the men's room. That was the only way they were going to be able to stop him. He might have been right.
There's Stephen Wallace in the 64 car, Rusty's son. Bobby Labonte in 77, yellow car in front of him.
And that's what we're talking about. All those different grooves on this racetrack. I mean, it's really a fun place to drive because of it. And the track has got all those grooves now. We don't have to wait 20 or 30 laps. They worked it in practice last couple of days.
And this is what you'll see tonight and again tomorrow afternoon in the next Cup Series race. A lot of side-by-side racing, a lot of passing. Update from pit road, here's Alec.
Just a quick confirmation that J.J. Yaley did jump on his radio and say, loose. Back end sliding around on him. That's not a bad thing as this race run goes along, though, because they expect the front end to lose grip as the tires get more laps on them.
There's Yaley in that 18 machine.
I like the line that he's running. You know, most of these cars are going in on the bottom of the racetrack and drifting up. He's going in about the middle. If he can sustain that, I think he's... Oh!
Sam Hornish Jr. First caution of the night.
Got a lot of right rear damage.
Obvious contact with the wall.
Now, Wally,
you... lane here, take time.
You've driven open-wheel cars.
Yes.
Sam Hornish won the Indy 500 this year, so we know he's a world-class race car driver. What's the difference in stock cars? I've never driven an Indy car.
Well, the Indy cars, especially the IRL cars, those cars are really glued to the racetrack. They've got so much downforce and so much stick that you don't get the sliding around like these cars have. These cars feel like they're on top of the racetrack all the time, that they're on ice compared to like an Indy car. And they just get away from you fast. I mean, especially when you're not expecting it.
Sam Hornish brings out the first caution here in Homestead. Kevin Harvick is the race leader. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
I think he's doing a pretty good job, really, of edging away. Yes.
And Edwards has his hands full now trying to save his position instead of challenge for Matt's.
Yeah, these three cars right here are so evenly matched. And like I said, it looks like all of them are a little bit tight. So it's going to be real difficult to make a pass unless somebody does it on the high side. And I think they all know that. You see Denny's down on the bottom. I think he just can't get the car to stick, but he got some bite on that one.
Gonna try now. Down the back stretch inside of 2 to go. This is for third. off of 4. White flag, last lap. Kenseth, then Edwards. Hamlin and Menard for 3rd. Denny really trying to get it done. Matt's going to run into some lap traffic here on the final lap. Down the back.
We got somebody spinning off the 4.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution. Front straight here.
Jay Sauter, the 01 car.
Bring her home.
That will be the checker.
Yes, it will. Checkered flag is out.
Good job. Thanks, man. You got...
And Matt Kenseth has won at Homestead. After the leaders have taken the white, when the caution comes out, the race is over. NASCAR will use their scoring loops and video tape to determine the final finishing positions. But Matt Kenseth is the race winner. And it'll be interesting to see who finished 3rd. Menard and Hamlin.
I think Menard had.
I think he did
spot.
too.
Yeah, I think Hamlin fell in behind Paul on that last lap.
Congratulatory tap from Dale Earnhardt Jr. So Matt Kenseth came on the pit road. His front tire changer had an issue. They gave up the top spot. Matt got it back. He's headed to victory lane. We're headed to Allen. In victory lane, and so is Marty Snyder.
And Mr. Kenseth ends the 2006 Busch Series season in style. The 25th anniversary for the Busch Series with a 2nd straight win and win number 3 of 2006. I thought the shower was coming there, Matt. Let's talk about that last pit stop. Do you think the race was over at that point?
Well, yeah, just because, we're set up so good for a long run, and we weren't too good for 20 laps or so. Them guys could all outrun me. So I thought we were in trouble, but Jimmy made some good adjustments with the fuel and some other things to get it tight enough for a short run.
You and your buddy Carl Edwards started the race off by taking some shots at each other, calling himself the best driver out here, and you had a terrific battle there at the end. Were you worried at all? Because he was trying to take away your line for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Carl's a great driver, and I really enjoyed racing with him a lot. We were just giving each other a hard time before the race, but he gave me a little extra room. I kind of slid up in front of him there a little bit, but we were wasting a lot of time, and I seen 11 was coming, and I had to get it done pretty soon. So sure was a pleasure to drive these cars. It's all about Ford Championship weekend. Proud to be driving a Ford Fusion, and thanks to Pennzoil and everybody for their help.
And it is all about the championship for you, the Nextel Cup Championship possibly tomorrow. How will tonight help you tomorrow?
Oh, man, I learned some stuff. Jimmy's in big trouble. No, I don't know.
They get a lot of ground there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of fun to run. You learn a little bit about the racetrack and the lines and what the tires are going to do and setups and that type of thing. So I kind of know what our car needs to feel like to be good in the long run. So it was a lot of fun.
I think the most impressive part about the win was the burnout. Do you know you left flames out on the racetrack?
Every once in a while you got to go nuts. So I didn't do one last week, and I figured I'd get a hard time about it. But I usually don't tear it up too bad on Saturdays. I'm a little more old school, like Jeff Burton and Mark Martin don't like to tear up stuff. But that was a pretty exciting race. That was pretty fun.
The impressive part was he told his guys, I'm going to light it up here for a second. He certainly did that. A 10 for the burnout and a 10 for the win for Matt Kenseth today. Dave?
And Marty, with the guy who wished he was doing the burnouts here, Carl Edwards, trying to catch Matt there at the end. Tell us what was going on behind the wheel.
That was fun, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, Matt's a great teammate. I have a great sponsor in AmeriQuest and have a great team. We had a lot of fun, man. That's all I could do at the end. I mean, but that's fun. That's a good race, and I'm glad Matt won it. The only thing that'd be better is if he's over there celebrating that Nextel Cup Championship tomorrow.
Well, he called you a great driver, by the way, the ongoing thing back and forth here. At what point did you say to yourself, okay, I got to worry about the 11 behind me because he was coming?
Right after Matt started pulling away, I started noticing that Paul was getting closer, and my good buddy Denny went up and raced him and slowed him down enough that we got out there and ended up second. But I just got to thank all the fans and everybody for supporting our team this year, and congratulations to Kevin Harvick for his championship. And man, it's just it's fun. It's fun. I'm gonna go watch a meteor shower now.
Harvick now heading up on the stage to join his teammates and Richard Childress. There you see the scene, and down there in the middle of it is Alan Bestwick.
Yes, sir, Bill. Waiting for the champion to make his way into the center of the crowd on stage. You see all of his Richard Childress Racing Team members are gathered around us here and waiting to be part of the celebration. Kevin taking a minute to share some time with them. Come on over here, champ. They're fitting him with some new outerwear as well. The latest in championship wear. All right, let's get the formal ceremony going. Let me introduce the president of NASCAR, Mr. Mike Helton. Mike.
Thank you, Alan. Kevin, congratulations on your second Busch championship. You were excellent in the performance, and you were a great champion with us before, and I know you will. Richard, Judy, congratulations to the entire 21 of Richard Childress Racing. We'll celebrate with you in Orlando in about 3 weeks.
Well, the Series Awards banquet coming up in Orlando in a couple of weeks. And now to present the championship trophy, Jim Lukowski from Anheuser-Busch. Jim, congratulations on another great season.
Well, I'll tell you, Kevin, 9 Busch Series victories this year. I think it was 23 top 5s. Busch Series championship. Congratulations, team owner Richard Childress, crew chief Shane Wilson, and the entire number 21 Chevrolet Coast Guard team. Bet you it feels pretty good, huh?
Feels great. Feels great.
Congratulations.
Appreciate everything you guys do.
I believe that is yours now, sir.
Sounds good. I get to actually keep it this time. I get to keep it.
Kevin Harvick, the champion. RC, let me get a word with the champion owner. Pardon me, I'm going to reach right across. You stay in the picture too, if you would, please. RC, congratulations on another championship for Richard Childress Racing.
Thank you. It was a phenomenal year. The performance that Kevin did and all the guys is just unbelievable. I'm just glad to be part of it. And I'd like to thank the Coast Guard for sponsoring us this year, and everyone else on the car. You know, it's just been a phenomenal year.
He's getting locked and loaded here, so I think things are going to get going with the celebration. Richard Childress Racing, winners of the NASCAR Busch Series Championship 2006, and the party's on.
Look out, Alan. I'll tell you what, they earned it. Just a spectacular year. Unofficially, he beat Carl Edwards by 824 points. And that could change once we get the official results from tonight's Ford 300. We can take a look at the unofficial results after the caution came out on the final lap.
See, Paul Menard did finish in 3rd spot. Denny Hamlin in 4th. Casey came back up to 8th after being a lap down. Got the lucky dog. Good job for Cleaver, too.
And yeah, Todd Cleaver, very strong performance tonight. Juan Pablo Montoya, 14th. Makes his Nextel Cup debut tomorrow. And as you look at the rest of the the finishing order, rather, again, it's unofficial. Had the pleasure of covering the Busch Series since late in the season in 1990. It has been a blast. And just our thanks to the drivers, the crews, and their families in that Busch garage. They're outstanding people. They've always treated us with patience and professionalism. We wish them the best. Kevin Harvick celebrates the 2006 NASCAR Busch Series Championship. Tomorrow, a champion will be crowned again. The Ford 400 on NBC. Coverage begins at 2 Eastern with the Bank of America Countdown to Green. Don't miss the countdown. Coming up next in the East, it's Tombstone. And in the West, The Rock in Walking Tall. That's next on TNT. Don't forget, tomorrow, the Ford 400 on NBC. Coverage begins at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll see you tomorrow on NBC, and we'll see you right back here next summer on TNT, where we have 6 of the hottest races of the summer from the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. Kevin Harvick celebrates the championship. Matt Kenseth won the race. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 on NBC, and you'll meet the next NASCAR champion.